GM fam, we are live with your host Phil X Contreras, where we talk about upcoming NFTs and the Solana and Aptos ecosystem, the drama, the hype, the love in the NFT world, and my secondary place, which is not financial advice, just entertainment of a dude opinions on cartoon JPEGs. So let's start this off with some upcoming NFTs and the good stuff. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is this collection called YAWWW. And personally, this thing has done some crazy stuff. So YAWWW came out with a new project, and it starts off with you would call it "Are We Doomed?" And if you don't know who YAWWW is, they're like the barbarians of Solana, the savages of Solana, who brought out the 0% royalty idea to the Solana ecosystem and brought the whole ecosystem down with them, because no one can make money off 0% royalties. So now that royalties is kind of fixed, which basically means that like now projects can now program things to where people can mint and the project can get 5% or 10% royalty. Now that that's fixed, YAWWW has came out with the next product that no one knows about of yet. Is it scary? Maybe, but in a way it's exciting. But their ideas are usually revolutionary. So they came out this on Twitter called the Doom List. And if you don't know what this is, it's basically like an acceptance letter, like what YOWWTS used to do. And the way they do this is by curation. So the best applicants that they think are worthy, they will accept them. So you can see right here, they created this. It's called I am the Doombringer. The Doom List is now open. You can apply right here on thecalls.io /doomlist. And then they will check you out. They'll see if you're worthy. And then they'll say that you've been accepted through this tweets right here. So you can see right here, this guy got accepted, Baravian Ryron. So this is how the website actually looks like right here. You go on the website, you apply, you connect your wallet, you pick Moon or Doom, and either one will basically set your faith. And then you'll write down on some things why you should be accepted from YAWWW, and then they'll verify you, and then you potentially could get a whitelist for the project. So it's a pretty cool idea. Overall, the mutual following here is high, and that's actually quite surprising for me because they caused a lot of controversy with royalties, but they do have relevance on what they are doing in Solana, and they did cause a revolutionary idea of 0%, so they might come out with something new here. So a lot of people are following this. You got HG Soul, DJ News, you got Subber, you got Victor Dot, you got Blocksmith Labs, you got Ravi, General Soul, The Fellowship, a lot of big names following this project, and this just started. This Doom List just opened up. So you got a lot of people here following Soul Buckets, you got Function, you got Jersey, you got JPEGler. Basically the whole Solana ecosystem is on this mutual following list. So this is going to be a crazy one. I would suggest applying for this because you just never know. YAWWW is for the little people. So, if you don't have that many followers, more than likely they will probably accept you. I'm not going to lie there, that they're actually, very genuine with people overall, and they don't really look for big, what you call influencers. So definitely check it out on the early side before this thing does blow up. Because right now, yeah, they are at 34K, but it's gonna probably get bigger later on. So this next upcoming project is called, drum roll please, it is called Sorcery. So Sorcery is basically a project that is, I would say, a little bit different from most Solana projects. The Twitter following is at 13.7K. They have a mutual following of 32 with me. And the art is not bad overall. I mean, it's actually pretty cool. It's a little bit different. Pretty nice. They have a different style of art touch, I would say. Is it unique? Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a little bit unique. I will put it a 7 out of 10. And overall, I mean, I think it's charming. And the art is definitely vibing. So the project itself, even though with the mutual following at 30, you do have some big names following. You got General Soul, you got Easy, you got JPEGler, you have Crypto Wasta, who's getting really big on Aptos. He's starting to get really big. You have Soul Goodman, you have It's Ragnar following this, you got Obi Raves. You got a couple of cool people following this project, and overall the vibes are high. Now, their utility. Basically, they have real life utility. And what they will do is you'll be able to like raffle into the system, and then overall they could give you a Airbnb rental, like a booking for one of that. So that's what they mean by in real utility. Now, the way to earn this is by a token called LOVE. And they will also have game theory behind this, which will make the NFTs like an evolutionary type of NFT. It seems like there will be about 5,000 of these NFTs from 4 different classes. And overall, I would say the classes do look cool. So if we look at this real quick, you have Sorcery's website here. You have the tools. You have the 4 different characteristics, which is the magician. And you have, oh, if I can go back there, you have the neck remove. And I don't know why this is moving so fast, but you have the wizard, you have mage. Yeah, different class types here, which is pretty cool. You have this group right here, the Dean of Students, Hercules. You have the Demon Faculty, Melanos, and you have Javi. This is the leadership team. And overall, I mean, they did do a good job on the website. And it does look overall, you know, I wouldn't say bullish, but we'll see what the mint price is with this one. I would say maybe like 1 SOL or less would be probably good, especially for this bear market, because with this bear market, a lot of projects, when they try to mint above 3 SOL, it doesn't work out, except for one project, which we'll talk about soon. But I'm very worried about projects doing above 2 SOL. And I think it's because once they mint out, for some reason, they go below the mint price, even if they are good projects. So I would say I would personally wait till the secondary market and see how this project does, what they're going to build, how this in real life utility is going to work out with their love token, and yada, yada. So on to the next project. All right, so this next project is called Crypto Titans. And Crypto Titans is overall, I would say, a different type of gaming Solana project. So mint date is on November 5, which is tomorrow. Their mint price will be at 1.5 Solana, which is great. Their supply is at 7,500, and this is basically a battle game that is coming to the Solana NFT world, where they will focus on low entry pricing to the game, a low entry barrier to the game, which could be essentially be near probably free. I mean, who knows how they're going to play that part out, but that's what they said. There will also be multiple game modes for this project as well. And they will have esports sponsorship for this project. Currently on the roadmap, they are basically going to show different things like surprises for their holders to prepare them for the game launch. So let's look at the website right now on how that actually looks like, because you can see in their website, I'm going to close this out. On their website, it shows their actual roadmap, which they're about to basically go to chapter 4. So right here, they are about to drop their NFT collection, and chapter 4 is the surprise activation, which they're going to give some stuff to their holders. And they're going to launch a marketplace for their whole product. So you can basically trade and sell NFTs, Crypto Titan NFTs, and then the real game's going to come out around February 2023. So overall, this looks actually, you know, pretty cool. The game itself, we don't know how it's going to become, because games are always tough to basically value. So as far as the mutual following, you have about 39, which is, I would say, medium vibes. Is not that high. But there is a couple of cool people who are following this project. You know, you have Solana Princess, you have Soulbrigman, you have Easy, who is following this, Jay Pegler, Jarpix. You have Alex, who is following this. He don't really follow much projects. You have Dr. Solana, it's Ragnar. So, and you have Noxtrade as well, which is another big name. So this project, the one thing they do mention, which they mention a bunch of times, is that, you know, they're the first Fortune 500 company to launch on Solana, and you can see it's even on like their main tweet right here. But yeah, they're always pushing that out, you know, which is pretty cool. You know, seeing a Fortune 500 company on here. But I do think the price is still a little bit too high for the current market we are in. So I would say this is probably worth maybe like 0.75 Solana. In my opinion, I mean, not advice. I mean, who knows? This thing could pop up after mint. Those things do happen, but I don't see it. I do want to see how the game works overall, because games have to be addicting, and they're not that many games that are addicting in the NFT world. they tend to focus on tokens more than the game. So I hope this project does well. It'll be great for the Solana ecosystem, but we shall see how they do this. All right, so this next project is one that I am definitely looking at, and it's called Bodega Buddies. And Bodega Buddies is definitely one of my favorites, and the reason is because Bodega is from someone called EasyEats, who I basically followed from the beginning of Solana. And their Twitter currently is at 7.3 thousand. Mutual following is at 67, which is a lot for a 7.3. So you could tell this is definitely not botted. A lot of people following him. Pretty much the whole Solana ecosystem is following EasyEats project. So EasyEats networked a bunch on Solana. He had a lot of people he connected with, and they all love him. We all love Easy. He definitely brung the vibes to Solana from Nifty Alpha. And overall, I would definitely like to get into this project and be a part of what Easy is doing. A lot of people from the Solana ecosystem are also doing the same thing, because Easy, again, he's a big Solana influencer. He's a mega influencer, probably above a Solana influencer. Now, we did get a little bit of alpha in this collection on what he's doing, and Easy basically said that he's working towards building a short-term staking and some participation-based rewards around the collection. This is from him mentioning about this project called the 10KTF, which is another project. So he is working on some storytelling with intellectual property, which seems pretty cool. He is also reading a couple of game theory books that is probably a hint of what he might do here, which is maybe NFT gamification, like what Jersey's doing, or what what's that project called? If I can, Liberty Square is doing. So this is going to be interesting, especially with a bunch of dogs. But overall, the Nifty Alpha Group, I think they are really going to push this out for Solana, from Nick, from Pio to Easy to Kicks. And as far as the art, it's not bad, actually. I do enjoy it because it definitely resembles Easy. It's his style. I mean, it's PFPable, yes. It's charming, yes. But I think it's fresh overall because you could tell Easy put some stuff with it as well. He put his own name on this collection. So I definitely want to mint this. I'm trying to get whitelisted myself from Monkey DAO, which is one of my favorite DAOs besides our DAO. And overall, like you can see right here that the art is pretty cool. That picture right there. But hopefully I can find one art here to show you how it looks like. And if I don't, we'll just keep on skipping now. But I would definitely say that I like the charming part of this project, and I would definitely say that the PFPable version of this project is also pretty cool. So it's right here. It's different types of dogs, different types of breeds, so they could all have their own sub DAOs. Now he does have competition with other big projects, so I'm definitely curious if people are really going to PFP this project, or if they're just going to pass and this becomes basically an alpha DAO. So we shall see on this part, but EasyEats definitely has a big following around him. So this next project is called Bra Bears. And Bra Bears is a project that I am definitely digging in, and because it is basically the biggest project on Aptos right now. And it has a DAO alpha group that I haven't seen in a long time, especially in Solana. So Bra Bears right now is coming out tomorrow. They are basically minting from, they are whitelisted from Blocksmith Labs. Their art is cool as hell. I would say it has that SMB feel to it. And the thing that they did announce is that there are going to be 5,000 of them, which is perfect. It's perfect overall because 10,000 seems too diluted for Aptos right now, being like one of the first projects coming out. And a 5,000 collection resembles Solana Monkey Business because Solana Monkey Business has 5,000 as well. So this could definitely be the alpha group of Aptos. I don't see Aptos Monkeys being the alpha group. They have a 10,000 collection. It's kind of too many people in there. This one just feels like it's something about Bra Bears just feels like it's going to be the alpha DAO of Aptos. The only competition I would say is Aptomingos, which has about 1,000 something NFTs, and that project is also very cool as well. They definitely are bringing out alpha within their DAO for at the Aptos ecosystem. So I can't wait for this one to come out and see how it does. Aptos in general, I am kind of worried of where it goes after this project, because Aptos is not really anything else that is hyped besides Bears. There is one project which is called Spooks, but they're more on the analytical utility type of NFT. So those type of NFTs don't tend to bring hype, but they do help out the ecosystem. So that is one other cool project that I probably would mint, because I am trying to get my feet wet into Aptos as well, and that is one tool I want to use. So on this side, Bears, it's the last hype mint that I see. Nevermore's is kind of like, maybe they might do well, but it's probably going to be around mint price, and it's probably going to stay around there. But yeah, so I am kind of worried. I am still trying to search if there's anything that's going on in Aptos, but right after this, a big, probably like a slowdown, maybe a big breather, and then we're probably going to see projects start building out from there, and then see where this ecosystem starts going. All right, so this next project that I want to talk about, it's called YAWWW, and we haven't talked about this project for a while. Now, they are on Solana. Twitter following is at 11K. Mutual following is actually pretty big for this one. It increased to 62, which last time we talked about was around the 40-ish. And the main thing here is that they're basically following whales, which we'll talk about soon. But as far as the mutual following, they have a lot of people following this. You have General Soul, you have Sharky, you have Ricky, you have Gaius, who's another big player. You have Soul Big Brain, you have Easy, you have Solana Legend on this. You have Super Sign, which is a big player in Monkey DAO. You have JPEGler, you have Alpha Dog, who's another big player. And it's just, the list goes on all these big players on this project. And it's so weird because, you don't really see the utility behind this project. You have Justin Soul following this. And one of the big things is why this project is getting so much attention is because they were here for a while. These guys were a community that built behind the scenes as an alpha group. So they basically created tools for their alpha group. And what they did was they started following whales. And they started following different whales. They realized this whale wasn't that great, so they followed this whale instead. And they had their specific whales that they follow with their tools, with graphs, charts, and all that good stuff. So the alpha, though, received a huge reputation around this, and now they're actually starting to build an NFT around it. So that's one of the reasons why they have so many people following them, because they had that connection before they were actually making the NFT. So they build before the NFT. So these guys are bullish on these people. Now, as far as me collecting the NFT, I probably won't have any utility to have this NFT because I am in a lot of DAOs. We have our Value Vibes DAO, which I'm in, and that we do our own research. But as far as, just people in general who want to be part of some group, I mean, this could maybe be it. But overall, I'm curious to see what the price is on this. Definitely an interesting project to watch for on Solana. And looks like they're getting ready to launch as well sometime soon on the bear market, which I like. I like projects like these that they just don't care about waiting until the bull market. They're gonna go through the bear market and build. So overall, really cool. Now let's talk about what's going on in general on NFTs. All right, so we just went through a bunch of upcoming mints on Solana and Aptos. Now let's talk about the first thing, BBs. All right. BBs minted out with success, a huge success on Hyperspace. Bravo to Hyperspace for minting things. They did very well. My collab was so horrible. I mean, I'm sorry. Not very alpha, not very manly. But the main thing here is that royalties are enforced, and it worked, which is great because creators will now feel relaxed about their work being incentivized. So I can show you right here on how it happened. They minted out on Hyperspace. They minted with the Hypersphere. And the thing about the Hypersphere, well, actually, I'll talk about that later on about Hypersphere. But the problem with this is that, let me show you real quick. 9.99%. That is crazy for a creator royalty. I mean, I don't understand why someone would make the royalties at 9.99%. It just doesn't make sense to me. I was actually kind of shocked about this. I was thinking that they were going to do 5% royalties. So now, like, we went from like 15-20% royalties to 0% royalties, all the way from the right all the way to the left. And now we finally fixed this royalty problem. And then now I kind of feel like we're kind of not in the middle, but still a little bit off the right of like too much creator royalties. So hopefully we'll get in that middle where we're like less than 5%. Because I just don't get why people do this type of stuff. But overall, if it is 9.99% royalties for a project like BBs, these people who created Zion Labs, they're builders. This guy is a Web2 founder. So if I had the choice of, let's say, buying this NFT, would I, be bullish on the person who's creating this? I probably would. Would I give my money to let him do what he needs to do? I probably would. So overall, I mean, if it was a different collection with a 9.99% royalty, I probably wouldn't allow it if it wasn't like these type of people building this project. So I'm just a little bit back and forth on the pros and cons on 9.99% because the gods was the same thing, but I was very bullish on the gods overall that I was happy to give that royalty fee of 10% because I was thinking that the value of the NFT project will go a lot higher if I would give that extra funding for the project. So a little bit back and forth, some things that I think of myself. So let's go on to the next thing that I really want to talk about. And I talked about this with Zircon on Value Vibes. We discussed if this was going to happen or not. And it seems like it actually did. And it was crazy because we almost basically guessed it. Hypersphere NFTs. So the first thing happened last week was Hypersphere came out for Hyperspace. Hyperspace has this NFT collection of 10,000 called Hypersphere. And I bought one thinking that this was going to be something, but then they came out saying it's zero utility. Then I sold it. And then you have Brian Young, who's like the owner of Hyperspace, basically writing on the board saying this equals zero utility. So I was thinking, okay, this guy is playing with us. There's something going on with Hypersphere. I don't know what, but I didn't really want to say it because it's dangerous. You don't want to say something like, oh, this probably has something. And then it comes out, it's actually zero utility. So I looked around. I felt like there was actually some value into this. So I bought 2 of them. Now I wouldn't suggest no one buying this because there's still nothing on this yet. It's just assumptions. But what did come out was that for those BBs, you were able to be whitelisted if you had a Hypersphere. And since I had 2, I was able to mint 2 BBs. So which was the project we just talked about because I was holding Hypersphere. So that was crazy. That was really crazy because the first thing is BBs, if they do well, other projects are going to want to come on Hyperspace. So if other projects are going to want a Hyperspace, they're going to have to use Hyperspace creator royalty solution. And with that, they're going to probably give maybe some incentives to those people who hold a Hypersphere. And who holds Hypersphere? I would hold Hypersphere. So there could be potential in future projects that they will give whitelists to those people holding a Hypersphere. So it's just a couple things here and there. I do wish Baby's a good success because that will be a good success for Hyperspace, which would be a good success probably with Hypersphere. But again, it is zero utility. Am I how would I say? Am I believing it? I'm personally not, but I'm just assuming there's some things around this. I'm probably gonna buy maybe one more because it's like at 0.20 Solana right now. But which we'll talk about later on. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is what just happened with John Lee. John Lee is definitely a great artist, and he basically just came out with his collection called IODA. And IODA just came out on exchange. Now, for those people who are fans of art, let me show you real quick on what IODA is. So IODA is a art collection from this guy named John Lee. John Lee is becoming the biggest artist on Solana to date. He has released a couple of collections on exchange art, and one of his collections that he just recently released, it actually looks really nice. It's basically like a comic book that's coming out sometime soon, And the one thing about this is that Exchange Art just announced that they have royalty protection added into their NFT platform, which is also very cool as well. Now, John Lee, his collections are going on sale for a lot of money. You can see like right here, like last sold 150 Solana. This one sold for 25 Solana. This one sold for 140 Solana. So this guy as an artist, he's doing quite well, and good for him, good for artists. I support artists, and this is his latest collection at right now 4.55. There's additions of 1,500, which is quite interesting. Now, I would say that this is basically like a collection. This isn't something like that has utility. So if you like art, this is definitely one that is basically a collector's type of items, because if Solana does well, their main artist does well. So if one believes that Solana is going to be a very bullish ecosystem, then whales are going to want the number one artist or the number two artist on Solana. So overall, really exciting for this project. Now, the other thing that I do want to talk about that just came out is Toys R Us. Now, if you haven't heard yet, Toys R Us is basically a Web2 brand, right? It's a big company in the US, and for those of you who aren't in the US, Toys R Us is basically like I would say whatever there is on your country that's like the number one toy brand. So Toys R Us just basically announced that they're going to work with Solana, and not just that, they're going to work with this project called Anybody's NFTs, and they just came out with their digital collab video, and is really cool. It's very bullish. Having Toys R Us on Solana is a very good sign for things to come. Other brands, if this becomes successful, other big brands in Web2 will want to come on Solana, and will probably want to collab with Anybody's if Anybody's launches this brand very well in the upcoming days and weeks. All right, so after Toys R Us, now let's talk about the next big thing, which is YAWWWs. Oh my gosh, YAWWWs is something that I've been waiting on for a while, and you can see right here, YAWWWs is finally coming out. It's releasing, and it's doing quite well, I would say, with the hype. So there's different collections here with YAWWWs, and YAWWWs is coming out with all these nice traits, all these color palettes. And it's really, really interesting on how they designed this, how the artist Delilah designed this. I mean, I'm loving it so far. I think it's going to bring the Solana vibes back into Twitter, into the NFT ecosystem. Ethereum guys are going to probably want to talk about this. Aptos guys are probably want to talk about this. So overall, I do enjoy what's going on this week. I think probably this is going to bring some liquidity back into Solana, and we're going to start seeing a small little bull run through this macro type of environment we are in the world. So a little bit of a bull run going on, and it's probably going to die down. Since we're in the macro, we are still going through the federal interest rate hike. So overall, cool things going on Solana. I am enjoying it. Now let's talk about one of my biggest things, which is the secondary place. I know many people want to see the secondary place. But the first thing that I do want to show is this Toys R Us, how it actually looks like. This is the video that came out. So this is basically that little giraffe throwing out a Solana token, and he's running around in Toys R Us, going to the vortex into a different world with Solana, which is pretty cool. All right, so now let's go back. Secondary place. Here we go. What am I doing? What's going on? Here we go. All right, so let's go into my favorites. I was trying to find BBs, but I couldn't find it. Oh, what just happened there? Oops. Let me go back. Oh, okay, what the hell just happened? How did I get rid of that? All right, here we go. All right, so we have Tensor here. I need to connect back to my wallet. Now, as far as secondary place, I have been still looking at Brains, and Brains has been going down actually tremendously. You can see right here. And I finally added my EMAs here. So EMAs is a little bit different from the moving average. This is more of an exponential moving average. So I have the 9, the 20, the 50, and the 100. I would usually just remove the 9. I don't really need it. But with the EMA 20 and 50, those are the two I actually closely watch. So as far as this project, it's going down. There's not going to be much news. Oh, let me put the video actually on for you guys here. Here we go. All right. So as far as the brains right here, there's not much going on. You have the announcement that's supposed to come out in like 2 weeks for the zombies. So we're still waiting on that. This is probably going to hover around, I would say probably less than like, 0.50, 0.70. But I do actually want to buy an extra one. Not the brains, but the zombies that I actually want to buy. So you can see here the zombies, which hopefully I can find right here. The zombies is going at 1.95 right now. It's supported right here. I do think it's probably still going to keep going down, maybe 1.70, 1.60. But I am tempted to buy one eventually. And I'm going to the next one. All right. So the next one I want to talk about is Lunar. Lunar is still, I would say, in the $4 range right here, which it's kind of actually, I would say, kind of all right. Lunar is part of the OpenDAO, and the OpenDAO is part of HG Soul's family, which is on Ethereum. So I am waiting on whatever the news that they're going to come out for this project. They have about 12 zodiac signs for each characteristic on this project. So it's interesting, but for me, I'm still waiting because I'm still looking around on what I want to buy. Now, let's look at something else. Sorceries. Sorceries was something we talked about earlier last week and even the week before. It was at 1.55 when we were talking about it. It was a collection that I basically said it had a nice brand, and I was very bullish on the brand. And it seems like people are starting to take notice on this brand because it's starting to go up slowly. The valuation started going up slowly to 2.79. So it did a very well pump right here for this project. And it looks like it's finally going down a little bit. It's probably going to be holding around here for a little bit. But yeah, this project at this time, I was definitely very interested about it, and it's definitely just increased in value because people are starting to take notice of this art. Overall, the art is if I just want to show you the art and how it looks like. So cool, brandish. They did very well on their hats, on the eyes, on the faces, and overall I just like how it's PFPable, how it's charming, and it's just it's very cool. I enjoy it, and I actually can't wait to see what else they come out with. All right, so the other project that I've been talking about is Experiments. And Experiments, it had a nice little pump around 1 SOL, and I was actually thinking about selling one of my Experiments at that price, but they were heavily surrounded around like at 0.60, and they started, you can see it's starting to slowly gain in value. And it went up, and it's probably now at 0.77 right now. But I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for this project to build out. And while I'm waiting, if it does go back to 0.60, I'm probably maybe might buy one more of these. So overall, cool project. I think it's it's going to be more valuable, maybe like around 1.50 to Solana. But I will start selling some off once it hits 1 SOL. All right. What's up, man? What's going on, Puga Bear? Morning. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is Kikiverse. All right, so Kikiverse is another interesting project which we have talked about for a little bit. They are at 17% listing supply, and they are still in the 0.60 range. So this project, again, it has created this wash to earn model. And what they are trying to do is they're trying to make this, these episodes to where however they make the revenue, if it's through ads, whatever, they are going to give it back to the holders in some way, in some form. Now, it's taken a while to build. And with it taking a while to build, the hype is dying. So you can see right here, the hype has been dying ever since the announcement of 4-Leaf Clover being their artist. And it's been going down here. So for me, if I buy now, I'm probably going to wait 3-4 weeks till some actual good news is going to come out to where it'll go back up to 1 Solana. So there are other interesting things that I want to buy, like maybe like a brain or a zombie or an experiment. before I buy a Kikiverse. Maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm gonna buy a Kikiverse, an extra one. But I do have 11 of them right now, so maybe not. It just depends on the pricing. But yeah, 70% is definitely a good number. If there actually is good news, I mean, this listing could go back down to 10%, which will increase the price and the listing will be going down. So overall, another project I am definitely looking at. So the next thing that I want to look at, let's go down to Parrot Tools. Parrot Tools is still at a low valuation right now. It's definitely starting to build around here, around 2 Solana, below 3 Solana as well. And I do think this project will, build in value eventually as they're building out their products, which is the accountability product, and which is the other one is basically the trader platform, which you copy trade people. So this project, as long as they're building, this thing is probably gonna move higher, in my opinion. And the listing is still here. The only dangerous part here is that the listing is at 5%, which is too low. I typically like to get in projects that are 10% or higher. So, and even 10% is a little bit too high. So 15% is like the magic number. Like for a lot of us, 15% is the big number that, you can get in. You can get in and then probably get a good trade in if the project is good. So we'll go on to the next one, which is, let's see what else there is that we could get into. And if there's any project you want me to look at, just let me know. We'll go through it. I do like these low project prices because these are easy for people to get in if they want to. All right, so let's go through the actual bull ones. So anyways, this was one project that I talked about when we were down here at 16. I was basically saying that this project was going to announce some crazy bullish news, and if it does, it was going to pump back up to 24 Solana, which it sure did. This Toys R Us video came out, and when this Toys R Us video came out, we started to see the pump again. So overall, this anybody's NFT project, they're gonna do very well. I think. I do hope that it goes back down to 16 Solana because I do want to get in and expect another announcement of another brand, another Web2 brand that will come out. So if Toys R Us came out with anybody's, for sure some other big brand will come out with anybody's, and this thing will probably pump higher. So I'm not gonna get in now because now you're basically gonna be exit liquidity, but I am again watching this again. Right here when I mentioned I'm watching this, it came down here, then I was bullish to buy and it went back up. Now I am waiting for it to come back down from all the hype, and then maybe might get in to play this one. All right, so the other projects that I do want to look at, so again, this one's a little bit difficult. I do like this project, this community. They're building a platform for Twitter Spaces where you can actually look up any project's Twitter Space and then you can watch the recordings and see what they're building. But that's all they're really building, and it's at 0.49 Solana. So I'm still kind of worried about this one. If I do play this, I want to see more product building from them, and if they can successfully find other products that they can build in, then I'm going to start probably looking into this further. But that's why this is just on my watch list, because I do see maybe they do have potential on building some stuff. So YAWWW, this one I'm still waiting on a little bit for it to die down. It did have a little bit of a pump after all the the reveals are happening. So I'm hoping for this hype to die down, and I do want to get an YAWWW at some point if it does go back down here, because this is basically like the Disney of Asia, as I would say. The brand here in Korea is crazy. This line friends characters are all over the place here in Korea. They're all over the place in Japan. I lived in Asia for like 10 years. I'm still living here, and these guys are basically like the emojis on Facebook and Instagram, but they have their own messenger called Kakao and Line Friends. So these guys definitely know how to brand. And the reason I don't think people see it is because they haven't been here. So Overall, I'm watching this one closely as well. If it comes to the price that I like, then I'm probably gonna buy one. So I never played the pump. I don't like playing the pump unless I really see projects going higher, and that's rare. That's really rare. When there's a pump, that's like the last thing one person should get into in buying a project. It's called FOMO, and that's what you shouldn't be doing, basically. All right. So these are the projects that I'm looking at right now. Let's see, brains, zombies. I do want to buy one right now though. But yeah, anyways, if there's any other questions, Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum's cool. Ethereum's cool. No hate there. No hate there. Any questions, anything, just let me know as I go through my list. Again, I curated my list here on TensorTrade. For those of you who are new to Solana, TensorTrade is my platform that I get to. I have my chart here, and I have the projects that I am most bullish on, and I keep track of it through here from the 7-day, and I mostly look at the reds on what I do want to get potentially, like ABC. I have about 8 of these right now, and I do think this is going to grow highly higher because they're going to have HADE token coming out soon for the HADE swap platform, which is an AMM on Solana. So overall, just yeah, that's everything I have. Much love, guys. Much love. And yeah, no more questions. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, subscribe below if there's anything you want me to talk about. Comment below as well. Smash that like button for the algorithm so I can keep doing these videos. I truly enjoyed going through this with you guys. And also comment below on any project you want me to talk about as well. And again, much love and peace.